Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm back today with another plant video. My last video was a houseplant tour, but today I want to focus only on my Hoyas. So this is going to be a Hoya collection video. I do have several duplicates of a lot of different kinds of Hoyas, so to keep things shorter, I did just choose my favorite of each kind to show you. Even with that, I've got a lot. So this might be kind of a long video, but hopefully you guys will enjoy. And all of that being said, let's just get started. They're in no particular order, it's just kind of the order that I grabbed them. I am able to move most of them, but some I'm gonna have to take you to them to show. So yeah, we'll just jump in. The very first one I'm going to show you is the closest to me, and that is this variegated Hoya Carrii. I actually found these at Home Depot. It was two smaller plants that I combined into one pot, and I do have another one of these that I've had for like 4 years now that has barely grown at all, so I've still been on the hunt to find a larger one. So I was extremely happy to find this at a big box store, and I think I only paid like $9 for each plant that's in there, which is amazing because at a nursery something that size would be like $80 or more. Moving on, I have a Hoya Incrasata, and I ordered this one off of Etsy in 2020, and it was just a little clipping, so it has grown quite a few new leaves since then. This one is really cool because it gets very bright red when you sun stress it. That's one thing I do like about Hoyas too, is that they kind of change color depending on the lighting that you give them. I think it's so cool. This one is Dee's Big One, which honestly I had never heard of, but I found it at a nursery in Colorado Springs, and I was like, oh, I don't have that Hoya, so I'm gonna get it. Next up is my Multiflora, and this is just a little guy because it has never grown. I'm gonna be giving it brighter light because honestly I've been neglecting it a little bit. It was a cutting that I ordered from Etsy in 2020, which a lot of my Hoyas are, so as I keep repeating myself, I'm sorry if it gets annoying. I really want a larger pot of this, but it is kind of hard to find unless I want to order it online again, which I don't really, because the prices are kind of crazy for larger plants of that kind. Next is a Hoya retusa, which is so cool. It looks like little blades of grass. Like it almost looks like a fake plant. And then I have my DS70, or that's what it was labeled when I purchased it at either Lowe's or Home Depot a couple years ago. It is a Hoya Bertonier, or like some variety of it. And I have this one in Leca. Oh my god, I'm losing leaves. Next, I have a variegated Varieties, and I think I got this one from the flower bin in Longmont. Yes. And it looks like I paid $20 for it. I think I got this one last summer, I'm pretty sure. So I've had this one for about a year. Next is a Chelsea, which is a type of Hoya carnosa. The leaves kind of look like a crinkle 8 leaves, but they're more heart-shaped. There's one that's kind of got the heart shape going on. And then another one from Etsy. a Hoya Mathilde, and this one was like 2 little baby leaves in this little shot glass when I got it. So it's grown a lot, and I think it's super cute. I have it in this little vintage teacup. I love to go antiquing and thrifting and find cute teacups, but I know a lot of them have like lead or other bad chemicals in them, and I don't want to drink out of them, so I end up putting cute little plants in them. Next, I have my very first Hoya ever, and it was this Carnosa, just a plain green one. And this really grew my love for Hoyas. I got this in 2018 when I first moved into my old apartment, and I just recently repotted it. It had actually been in the same pot for like, what's that, 5 years? But I hope it keeps growing bigger because I really love this one. Next, I have a Crinkle 8. And it's in this cute little lemon pot. I like lemons. I like fruits in general, like fruit themed decor. I think is so cute. Next, I have another Carrei. This one is just the plain green. And I have like 4 or 5 of these now because I love them so much. And one of the reasons I love Carreis so much is because when I was first getting into Hoyas, I found out about them and I was searching everywhere for just a plain green one like this. And my husband went to a plant store specifically for me and found one for me and surprised me with it a couple years ago. So it just has like a deeper, cute meaning for me. The little heart leaves, it represents our love. That one sadly died because I kind of neglected it. I did not realize that it wanted as much water as it did. I think a lot of people treat Hoyas like succulents or cacti, and they don't realize that oftentimes they actually do like a little more water than you would think. Anyway, so now I just get Hoya Carreis whenever I see them because they just make me think of him and it makes me happy. Next, I have another Crinkle 8. I think this is the like Crinkle Giant, which I think is a different variety than the other one I just showed you. The leaves are a lot bigger and they're like a lighter color green, and they don't have as many little crinkles. Anyway, that's what it was labeled at the store. If not, then don't hate me. Okay, next is a beautiful Obovata, and I got this one last summer to hang out on my porch, and this thing absolutely loves the sunlight out there. It's just going crazy, and I think it's about to flower. Actually, it's putting these little peduncles, which is cool because I've never had an Obovata flower for me yet. So hopefully it's one that smells good. I know a lot of Hoyas have flowers that smell kind of bad. All the ones that have bloomed for me so far have smelled nice, but I hear there are some nasty ones that kind of smell like a litter box or feet or Fritos. So we'll see. Let me know in the comments, has your Obovata bloomed for you and does it smell good? I'm realizing that I have way more than I thought because I'm having to like take little groups of him in and out of this room. I'm a little out of breath. Okay, jumping back in. I have a Crimson Princess that has almost no variegation because I don't really give it bright light at all. I should probably move it into a better spot. I have a really pretty Crimson Queen out on my porch, which I am going to take a little clip of and show you now. Next, I have a linearis, and this is another one that I got from Etsy, and it was just a teeny tiny little cutting. It was like under 3 inches, and look at it now. I've taken a lot of cuttings from it over the years too, but I really love this one. It reminds me of something that would just be growing like on a tree in the forest. It feels very like fairy-like, I guess. And the leaves are fuzzy, which is something that I'm always drawn to as well. Next, I have what's left of my Hoya obtusa. I bought this in like 2019, I think, and it was a very large plant that I killed most of, but I do have this piece left. I'm in the market for another one. If you guys have good links for me, let me know. This one is a Hoya lobii or lobii. I'm still not sure how you say it properly, but this is another one I got from Etsy. My neighbor's just staring in my window. That's not normal. This is another one that I got from Etsy, and I've told this story multiple times, but it arrived broken, like snapped in half, and I actually super glued it right here, and it continued to grow after that. Like it healed itself somehow, and I've taken so many cuttings off this thing. I think it's so pretty. I really need to cut more and then place the propagations back into the pot so I can fill it out. This one is a curtisii, another cute little one, and the leaves remind me of string of hearts. This one was also a much larger plant that now I only have this left. Although that one didn't die, I pretty much just split it up into smaller pots, and then I think I gave a couple to my friend Ashlyn because I needed to downsize a little bit before I moved to where I live now. Next, I have a Datura, another Etsy one that I bought when it was like one little node, had 2 leaves in a little shot glass, and it hasn't grown too much, but it recently put out these like 5 leaves here, and I think it's cool. It looks very waxy. It almost looks fake. I love how Hoyas are so similar, but they all look so different, and it's just, it blows my mind how many different varieties there are, and I feel like I will never have enough. This one is a Numelarioides that, I mean, it's alive, but it's not really doing anything. I've had it for like 3 years now, and it hasn't grown at all. There is one little green bud or something coming out way down there. You can't even see it on camera, but that's giving me hope that it's gonna start putting out a little vine or something soon. It's another fuzzy one, by the way. This one is a Melliflua, and I love this plant. It is so cool. Look how long the leaf is. That's its newest one. It only had 2 leaves for like 3 years, and then recently it put out these 2, which I'm very, very excited about. Next, I actually don't know what this is. This was sold to me as a Dolica Sparta, but I don't think that's correct after looking up other ones online. It does have fuzzy leaves, and they're very large and round. It hasn't flowered for me, so I don't know what its flowers look like or anything. Still, I think it's a cute one. I wish I knew what it was. If you know what this Hoya is, please leave a comment and let me know. I would like to have an ID on that guy. Next, I have a Macrophylla Albo marginata. I know this one is technically latifolia, but it's still commonly referred to as a Macrophylla, so I'm going to keep calling it that. I have a smaller one of these that I ordered from Etsy that hasn't grown at all, but this one has grown so much lately, and it's got little tendrils going everywhere, which I love. I hang this one off of my curtain rod here in the living room. I'm running out of room to set these. Next, I have my serpents, which I love. I randomly encountered it in a tiny nursery a couple years ago, and I put it in this little egg-shaped jar terrarium thing that I found at Goodwill for like $3. I think it was an Easter candy jar, but in my mind it related to like snake eggs, maybe serpents, snakes. I don't know. My brain made that connection, and I was like, oh, that would look nice in there. Anyway, I love it. I recently took a cutting of this one, and I'm not really showing you most duplicates, but this is its little baby. Going strong. Next, I have a Lacunosa. This one hangs in my kitchen area in front of our second front door. And it just got done blooming. It's got some dead flowers still kind of hanging on right there. The blooms on this smell so good. It kind of reminds me of lemon blossom. It's a very sweet smell. Next, I have a Kyrie. This one is the inner variegated one. And I paid a lot for this. I paid $80 for this. We went to a plant show in Golden about a month ago, and I had been saving up in order to kind of splurge a little bit because I knew there were going to be some really cool plants there. And this is one of the ones I got. I spent like $250, which is actually less than I thought I was going to spend. This is another one that I got at that show. This one is the Hoya obovata reverse variegation, and this one I spent $90 for. It's very hard to find variegated obovatas, like very hard. I have a really tiny one that I got from Etsy, and it has like almost no variegation on it, but look at this one. It's so cool. I love it. And it's putting out a little heart-shaped leaf up here, which is so cute. My other obovata does that too. Okay, another hanging one. And then I think I'm gonna have to switch these out for another round. This one is a Croniana. And I love this plant so much. I mean, I love all of them, of course, but I really love this one. It's so pretty. Look at the leaves. And it blooms nonstop for me. Like, just absolutely nonstop. It's got some flowers right here. And they're fuzzy. And they smell really good. Like, this is over near Jesse's gaming area, and he'll just walk over there and be like, wow, what's that amazing smell? And then we'll realize that it's blooming again. It's very nice. Okay, this should be the last round of things. I still have so many. This one is a Carnosa compacta. And I need to water it actually because it's getting kind of wrinkly. This one I do not water until all the leaves are very wrinkly because I think out of all my Hoyas, this one dislikes water the most. Jesse got me this from King Soopers, by the way, last summer. Isn't that crazy? I'm still in awe. This one is a Pachycleta, and it's really cool. It's very fuzzy. I got this one from Flower Bin, I think. Yes, I spent $50 on it. I got it last summer, and I have stuck it in this pot that was from one of the Costa Farms plants that I have. I really like these pots, by the way, the ones that all of the big box stores have been using. They're very nice. Next, I have a Australis tenuipes that I ordered as a cutting from Etsy, of course. And this thing kind of hates me right now. I gave it water when I wasn't supposed to. And by the time I did it, it was too late. So I'm trying to let this one dry out now. I need to put it in a bright spot or maybe put it outside for a couple days. Next, I have a variegated compacta. And I forget, I got this one also from Flower Bin. Next, I have a Shepherdii that is actually blooming right now, so you guys can see the little flowers. They haven't all opened up yet, but this is what they look like. And this one has a very, very light scent. It's a pleasant scent, but it's very, very light compared to some of my other ones that have flowered. I do have a larger one of these, but I figured I would show you this one so you could see the blooms. Next, I have another Australis. This one is a Lisa. And this one was a much larger plant that I got from City Floral in Denver a couple years ago. And it was absolutely riddled with mealybugs when I got it. I don't normally say that kind of thing about nurseries when there's bugs, but I think the past like 2 years, every plant that I've gotten from them has had mealybugs. So just FYI, if you live in Colorado and you go there, just be wary of that, because if you're not willing to spray your plant down every couple days with bug killer, don't buy from them. Next, I have a Parasitica black margin. And I got this for either my birthday, Valentine's Day, or my anniversary. I can't remember. Last year. Next is a Hoya. These are much more common nowadays, so you can pretty much find them anywhere. I love the look of the leaves. I think they're so cool how they kind of fold in on themselves like that. And then I have another Australis. This one is on a cute little trellis that I got from Target. And it's in this cute little basket, which I think I also got from Target. Next, I have a Hoya Nuna in water because it was hating life in soil. So I'm rerooting it in water, and then I'm going to transfer it to Leca soon. And I got this for Valentine's Day last year. Oh, I should show you this one before I forget. This one is a Polyneura, or fishtail Hoya, or mermaid tail Hoya. I like to call it a mermaid tail because I love mermaids. And I got this one, I think almost 2 years ago. But I have propagated this thing like crazy, and it is still growing. The new growth is always this like brighter color. So pretty. Next, I have a Carnosa Splash. Kind of a little basic one, but it's still super cute. And then a Gracilis, I think is how you say it. and I got this one at Home Depot recently, or Lowe's. I always mix the two up in my head. I can't keep track of which one, but I know a lot of times they get shipments from the same place. Pay like $10 for each one. This is 2 plants combined. But I think it is so cool that we are seeing less common Hoyas in big box stores, because it gives everyone a chance to kind of grow their collection without spending an arm and a leg. Next, I have a globulosa, and it's kind of looking sad because it had mealybugs when I first got it, but it's growing now. I had to chop it a lot because it was very damaged, but it's doing really good now and it's regrowing. And the powder that you're seeing on there is not from mealybugs. That is diatomaceous earth, which I highly recommend if you're dealing with any kind of pests. Next is my Bella, or one of them. I have several. And this one I grew from cuttings of my larger plant. And then I have a Australis fuzzy back, which, as the name implies, is fuzzy. It's got a lot of diatomaceous earth on there as well. Make sure you get the food grade one because it is safer to have around your house. Although you don't want to breathe that stuff in, and if you do touch it, wash your hands. Next, I just got this one last weekend from the Flower Bin in Longmont. And I need to take this out so I can pronounce the name. This one is a Crassio petiolata. That's a mouthful. And it is so pretty. I love when Hoyas have that like visible veining on the leaves. I think that's so cool. And I'm very excited about this. I paid $60 for it, by the way. Next, I have my fungi, which I got from Etsy as a little cutting. And it's growing so much for me. I love it. This is a brand new leaf right here. And then my little Hoya Sunrise. It's just a baby. I got this one in a cutting bundle online. And then my Calistophylla. It's just a little one. And I got this one for Valentine's Day last year. Or maybe the year before. I think last year, because it's only grown this much. So I feel like that's about a year's growth. Next, I have a Caudata Sumatra. And this is another fuzzy one. And this one grows really, really quickly. I've noticed that this one really enjoys humidity. I think most Hoyas do, but this one more so. It has been really branching out since I put it near the humidifier. Next is my Mini Bell, which I believe is a hybrid of Carnosa and Shepherdii. And mine's got a peduncle right there. The flowers on this are purple. They're so cool. I'm actually pressing its flowers from last time to turn into jewelry or something. This one I got at that plant show in Golden. And this is a Vitaline. This one is a Vitalinoides. I'm probably saying that wrong. Vitalinoides. It's very cool. It's already growing a new leaf, and I've had it for about a month now. I paid $60 for that one, by the way. And I have this guy, which is a diversifolia. It's kind of interesting because it resembles a bovata, but the leaves are slightly more elongated. And this thing randomly put out this huge tendril within the span of like 1 week and started falling over, so I had to give it a little pole to hold on to. All right, that's everything. I need to show you one last plant and then we're done. This is my oldest Hoya pubicalis, or pubicalis, and I didn't want to move it because it likes to be hung right where it's at, and it's actually kind of growing up my wall right there. So I did not want to interfere with that, but I love this Hoya. Look how beautiful its variegation is. Oh my goodness. And I've never trimmed this one intentionally. It did have a few pieces break off when we moved, but I don't think I'll ever cut it because I just want to see how big it can get. I do need to repot it soon though. Okay, so that is everything for today's video. I did not actually realize how many Hoyas I have. I'm gonna count each variety that I just showed you and I'll put the number right here if you weren't counting. This was fun to make though. I enjoyed myself and hopefully you did as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye!